So today we're going to be talking about the number one thing you can do on your journey and as your starting point to healing your love life. And I'm going to be honest, this isn't always the thing people want to say or see, but actually a lot of the time we have to start to heal the hard stuff or start to become aware of what is going on beneath us before we can jump straight to the relationship. I don't know about you, but when it came to my own love life, I struggled to get past the 2-3 month mark. I'd either be ghosted or rejected, and then I'd have a little mini breakdown, and then the cycle would continue. But I always used to look externally to try and fix everything, which for me meant doing things like losing weight so I looked better or thought I looked better, serial dating, thinking each one could be different. I would try and switch my type up. I'd go for people who look different. That's pretty much it. Or I would kind of chronically use the dating apps or do the opposite, cut them off, do nothing at all. So that kind of very all or nothing mentality. But my real journey in kind of healing my love life actually started when I looked at how I felt about myself. And I kind of reached a rock bottom where I just couldn't end up in the same place again and again, self-sabotaging or rejecting or kind of repeating the same patterns of dating those emotionally unavailable partners. I was really stuck of being on that roller coaster of emotion, but it came to be that I didn't really think I was lovable, I didn't really like myself, and I didn't really ever trust that I was going to meet anybody who wanted to be with me. So that was my game changer moment, that was my aha moment. And usually clients will have one of those moments, or it will just get to a point where it's all built up and actually they know they need to try something new. But I realised that I was expecting somebody else to come along and fix everything, going back to that fairy tale fallacy of somebody rides in on a white horse. But I thought by them wanting to be with me, I would suddenly feel complete, I would suddenly feel worthy, I would suddenly feel lovable. And actually, I learned the long and the hard way that it doesn't work like that. The first place we have to look is inwards at ourselves. The first place your journey starts with changing relationships you have, not only with other people, but most importantly with yourself, comes from looking at yourself. So I had to look deeper. I had to look at the whys, which were why I didn't like myself, why I picked the wrong guys, why I kept people at distance, why I felt the way I did, why I couldn't get past the 2-month mark, And then I had to look at what I could do about it and how I could become the person who was ready for the great relationship and ready for the great life, the great love. So I looked at my childhood, my belief system, my experiences so far. I looked at my patterns, my language, my behavior. The identity that I'd created and adopted about being the single one, being the party girl, kept me very safe and secure. It's what Terry Cole calls clearing out the basement, where we have to look at the underneath of what's going on so we can figure out what our love blueprint is and begin to slowly choose another one. We can slowly create another identity for ourselves. And it might not be the most fun part of the journey. It might not be the one that feels incredible all the time, but it is a crucial one, because until you figure out what is going on internally rather than looking externally, and until you figure out what's going on subconsciously and following through with accountability and actions, then it's harder to affect kind of real change. And I know a lot of coaches offer that quick fix of 10 texts to send somebody to get them to commit and things like that. But guys, it doesn't work. It's starting with yourself, If we don't do this, we end up doing things like picking people who affirm the worst beliefs you have about yourself, sabotaging anything good that comes along and rejecting the people, repeating the same dynamics of your parents' relationships, running from intimacy, shutting down, or kind of obsessively clinging. Which isn't what we want. So I wanted to give you 5 quick signs about whether you could still have some healing work to do before getting into that relationship. And I say healing work to do because I think there's a bit of a thing at the moment in coaching where it's we have to be complete, or we have to feel completely healed in order to get something or do something, or it suggests that there's a bit of an end destination, that there's an end point to this. And healing is going to be a continuous process. It's a continuous growth, because as humans we grow, we evolve, we learn, we change. And also, if you think you need to be healed, it kind of suggests you think you're broken in the first place, which we don't want to do. But it's worth kind of exploring if there is anything that you need to shed some light on, that you need to be gentle with yourself in exploring, and really doing the kind of work on your beliefs and stuff like that. So 5 signs that this might be where you need to start is you have a pattern of attracting or being attracted to people who don't want to commit, even though you do. So you desperately, or you really want a relationship, and you have a constant pattern of being with people who don't want to. Your relationships could be filled with drama and intensity, and there's a lot of push and pull and back and forth. And perhaps you rarely meet anybody you like. So when you do, it is that kind of almost addictive clinging on to them. I'll put it like that. Number 3, you're not willing to trust or let your guard down at all. Number 4, you go above and beyond for partners, never saying no, not wanting to rock the boat, people pleasing a little bit, basically doing anything you can to make it work. And number 5 is, I'd say you struggle to set boundaries because it comes from the fear that if you do, or if you communicate what you need, or if you communicate a boundary, the other person will leave or they won't stick around. So that is my summary of, if you want to start kind of healing your love life, where you need to go, and giving you 5 signs that might be the place where you need to start. But yeah, they say relationships are a mirror to what's going on internally. So let's start looking at it. Let's be brave. Let's go there. If anybody wants to work with me one-on-one, I have 5 spaces for May, which I'm so excited about. So please, you can drop me an email. You can visit my website, which is www.thecompatibilitycoach.co.uk, or you can find me on Instagram, which is the .compatibility.coach, and drop me a DM there. Lots of love.